tomorrow, so Sunday, 10:30.
Hi, Ellen. Hope
Hi.
you're well. Sandra, son. I was just going to ask you. You were answering a question about Norway and how you feel they may have evolved since knocking them out in the 2019 World Cup. How do you feel that you've evolved as a player, mentally, physically, since then, and how do you differ from then to now?
Yeah, obviously 3 years has passed, like you say. Yeah, obviously, we've had a lot of change within the England team. And I think, since Serena's been in since September, yeah, when I had a conversation with her, I said I want to develop and I want to learn and want to get better. And definitely, I think it's improving on movement and, being in the right place at the right time, training hard and hopefully doing anything I can to help support this team and help the team win any way I can.
And you were asked about, sports psychology, and I know that questions were put to Beth Mead and a few other players about the white kit issue and white shorts, and the kind of what that means in terms of when you're on the time of the month. I'm going to ask, but basically, how does it affect you? For example, if you're wearing that all white kit, you're going into a big game, for example, like Norway, and is there a fear sometimes that, does that play in your mindset? Like, am I worried about heavy flow? What's that going to do for me on the pitch? Does that come into the players' mindsets, and how do you feel about that?
I think it's a really great conversation to have. And I think it's important that we have these conversations, that it's not to say that, yes, we play football and we are on our periods. And definitely there's been feedback with Nike and about the kit. Our kit is lovely. But yeah, I think, at times, when you are on your period, there obviously, you do worry a little bit about that. But I think it's an important conversation to have, and, great feedback with Nike about that kit and wearing white shorts.
And do you think it's something important to do across, different sports for women in particular? Because it's just taken for granted, isn't it, sometimes?
Yeah, no, I think it's a great conversation, and I think it's important that we are talking about it and made aware of what we can do to help support women when they are on their periods. And we've got great support in this England team of, having a conversation about periods and how we can help with the phases and stuff like that. So it's a great conversation and one that we need to continue to have, really.
Cheers, thanks, Ellen.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Sandra. We'll go to Luke at the Telegraph.
Hi, Ellen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm going to bring it up, but how are you with your own form at the moment, and do the lack of goals at all play on your mind? It's quite a direct question. No, it doesn't at all.
No, I'm excited to be part of this England team. We've got some great talent, competition, and I'm loving every minute of playing for this England team. And
do you feel there's pressure on you on your jersey to retain your place in the team, or do you embrace that competition for the sort of younger players coming through?
I think there's always pressure to keep the jersey or that number 9 role. We've got some phenomenal talent, and it's super competitive. And I think that's really healthy competition within this team throughout the whole squad, really. And I think that's an amazing part of this team. We have 23 players that are so talented, and every single day in training it's super competitive and pushing each other and wanting each other to do well. I think it's a good headache for Serena.
And you don't, when you get to the experience you have within the game, I guess you back yourself that if the chances are created, you will start converting them.
Of course. We've got some great wingers in this team and midfielders, back line, everyone. So, I've got to be in the right place at the right time, and hopefully all the training that I've done will help the team in any way I can.
One of the interesting things I find, and maybe it is an English thing, but maybe it's a media thing, I don't know, but you look at Harry Kane last summer and he wasn't scoring goals, and there becomes this sort of bandwagon to try and maybe replace him. Do you take confidence for the fact that he then went on, kept his place in the team, and then was hugely important to that run to the final?
He's a massive talent, isn't he? Obviously, England captain as well, and he's phenomenal. His mentality and it's not just always about scoring goals. It's what you do as well, what you bring to the team as well. There's so much more to it as well that comes with being a number 9. So, what he did in the Euros was incredible, as was the whole squad, really.
And what's interesting is when we have this debate about you playing or starting the role, everybody says that you bring so much more to the team than goals. Have you always prided yourself on that side of your game?
100%. First and foremost, it's about working hard, being the most hardworking, doing whatever I can to help the team, whether that's with my movement, allowing someone else to get on the ball. But ultimately, my job is to score goals. But, you know, I've said numerous times that I'll do anything I can to help this team and help this team win and on and off the pitch. And I'll do absolutely anything to help.
Because some previous managers, I'm particularly thinking of Phil, didn't he tell you to be more selfish, that you had to play between the goals a little bit more? Does that advice ring in your ears at the moment, or are you just going to keep playing the way you have been?
Yeah, no, obviously, yeah, that is the job of the 9 to stay in between the goal and the posts, and that's my job, and that's what I'm working hard to keep perfecting, really.
Following on from that, I was going to ask something quite similar. Phil, getting you to play between the posts a little bit more. Has Serena asked you to do anything different or anything in addition to that? Like, has she changed the way you play at all?
No, I think she's super supportive, and she's really helped with like movement as well in and around the box. That's been really important conversations to have, and the vision. So yeah, she's been amazing on that front.
You asked a little bit about the opposite end, Ada Hegerberg, earlier. But, when you see she's back in the team after 5 years out ahead of this tournament, are you a little bit like, damn, text her, keep up the fight, don't come back now?
I think, you want to see the best players in the world playing in these major tournaments, and it's exciting. I think, you want these players on the pitch, you want the talent, you want to be playing against the best of the best. So I think it's exciting.
Have you played against her before? I can't remember.
Maybe a few years ago when I was at Arsenal against Lyon, potentially.
Nice one. And do you think that this is possibly England's best chance at England women's team, a best chance at a major tournament, but in possibly the toughest Euros there's ever been?
Yeah, I've said so many times that this England team is incredible, and I feel very lucky to be in this England team with the talented players that we have, with a great balance of youth and experience. And I think this is probably the most competitive Euros that we've ever had. So many teams have the chance to do really well. So, I'm really excited for this England team, and hopefully, everyone else is excited by this England team too.
Nice one. Cheers, Ellen.
Thanks, Susie. We'll finish with Molly.
Hey, Ellen.
Hi.
You spoke about the kind of squad depth that this team has. Do you think when you're in a tournament and you're playing so often, and it's very, very difficult for a player to play 90 minutes in every single game, you almost have to move away a little bit from that, starting every single game, and it's about what each player can bring? You played in that first game, and then Alessia came off the bench and offered something a little bit different. Do you think that's important, not to completely focus on the competition of if you or Alessia is going to start, but how each of you can bring something to the team at whatever moment?
Yeah, I've said about the depth of this squad and the 23 players, the so competitive, and a great balance of, like I said, youth and experience. And in this tournament, as the games come thick and fast, obviously the whole squad needs to really rely on each other. And like I said, it's obviously a headache for Serena, because we're all pushing and wanting each other to do really well, and the competitiveness is really high, which is super exciting.
And obviously you're very used to playing with Lauren at club. What's that been like coming into country? Because I know Serena's teams have always been quite focused on those wide players and what they can then bring to the striker, like with Viv for the Netherlands. What's that been like, transferring that kind of partnership from club to country, and how different is it in that sense?
It's a dream. Lauren Hemp is phenomenal. She's a phenomenal talent, and she doesn't know how good she is, which is great for us. We're super lucky that she's part of this England team, and she's English, and we absolutely love her. And for me, it's a dream to play at club and country with her, and hopefully everyone in the world will see her shining on this stage.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Molly. We'll take the final question from Tom, because Jess is waiting. So.
I promise it's only one question, Ellen. It's just about Julie Blackstad. I wondered if you'd mind talking to us about her talent, what you've seen since you joined Man City, and just what she's like, please.
She's lovely. She scored a great goal. She's a really lovely person. She's a great talent. She's still so young as well. But she's physical. She's got some great speed on her as well. And I think, she's been a great addition to the Norway team and a great addition to City as well. So, it's exciting to see her on this stage.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Tom. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Ellen.
Cheers.
Thanks, Ellen.